and she has to do the most intimate thing that you can, get at, and was having difficulty in the beginning, and then Rob acts one out for her.
Where we're going, we don't need roads.
Mr. Crystal, you ever get tired of being amazing, or you're just going to keep doing it?
I just want to keep doing it. I'm having a good time.
Well, I appreciate it. I'm going to jump into this, sir, and it's always good to see you. And I want to start out talking about how much time you're given to flesh out Eli. With a movie, obviously, you got that finite 2 hours, and then that's it. Here, you're given multiple episodes and several hours to flesh him out and understand him. Is there a movie character you've played in your career that you wish you had this kind of time with, that maybe you enjoyed for that 2 hours, but if you'd had Eli time, you could have fleshed him out and got to know him maybe even a little bit more?
No, I think, they all... the other ones are all, it's you have different amount of time, It's all in the shooting of it. You'll see this over 10 episodes. That's, 5 hours of time or something? All the other ones, you spend the time in pre-production getting it right and playing them. So this is the most complicated of them. He needs more time than the others. The story needs more time. It's a real, psychodrama thriller, and so those need time to breathe. And I'm glad that they're releasing it first 2 on October 25th, then 1 each to December 20th, so people can, take a breath and follow.
Take a breath is the exact word. Let it breathe is how I would have said. And look, I know you have likely talked a lot about being a comedic actor doing drama, but I'm really curious if it's the same experience for all of you, because I feel like some of the greatest dramatic actors of all time started in comedy. Obviously, the great Robin Williams and Tom Hanks and Jim Carrey. But I'm sort of curious, is there something that all comedians share that make them such great dramatic actors, or are all of your experiences wildly different?
Everyone's different. I mean, a role model I always had was the great Jack Lemmon. And Jack could do everything from Some Like It Hot, and then he'd break your heart in the Days of Wine and Roses. He'd be hilarious in Mr. Roberts. And then, he could do anything. So I think actors are actors. I don't think, it's different because you've seen us do stand-up. But, we're actors, and so this part was incredibly wonderful to be able to experience, and really, and really have a method to playing him, because I was playing a man who was alone in his life, haunted by the past, worried about the future, and then this kid comes into his life. How do I solve the mystery of the trauma that he's presenting? And I'm all about, I'm a psychiatrist who's all about science and facts, and that's it. It's cut and dried. And this presents something different to him. And the transformation is, well, maybe there's something else. Reminds me, in a funny way, the great Mel Brooks in A 2,000-Year-Old Man was talking about religion. And they said, so Carl Reiner says to him, so when did religion start? Well, we all worshipped Phil. Phil was a guy that we all worshipped. What happened? One day he was hit by lightning, and we said, there's something bigger than Phil. So that's to me, that was the great thing about Eli, is that he learns something. He loses his mind, but at the same time, he finds himself.
I love that. They're pulling me out of here, but I was just going to ask really quickly, because I host a series here in Chicago called The Moments That Made Us, where I look back at the most iconic and legendary movie scenes with the people that made them. And since I have the honor of speaking with you, and it's the 35th anniversary, I would love very quickly if you could just tell me what you remember about shooting, if you remember shooting the restaurant scene from When Harry Met Sally, since we are celebrating that anniversary this year.
Yeah, 35 years. You never forget. I can remember every day of the shoot of that. There are some movies where you look at a scene, you go, gee, I don't even remember doing that. I remember that it was a difficult day for Meg. There were 40 or 50 atmosphere actors and strangers, and she has to do the most intimate thing that you can, get at, and was having difficulty in the beginning, and then Rob acts one out for her, and then and then we just kept doing it over and over and over again, and I remembered how brilliant I thought she was, and that I ate 9 pastrami sandwiches that day.
The best day. It's the best day. Mr. Crystal, they're pulling me out of here, sir. It's always an honor. Truly, thank you for your time,
Thank
sir.
you, appreciate it.
Where we're going, we don't need roads.